your 5 fingers up when you see, don't see.
Good morning.
Good morning, Halifax County Schools. You know what time it is. It's time for what?
Sweet tea with Dr. C.
And what year is it?
It is the year of 2020, the year of impact for Halifax County Schools.
Absolutely. The year of impact.
Yes.
2020. Now, as we open up this new year, talking about 2020 and the impact,
yes,
a lot has happened since November, has it not, Dr. Battle?
A lot has happened in Halifax County, positive things that have happened, and we want to highlight some of those things today.
And the first thing the first event that we've had since, November was our I Matter rally, and that was our third one.
Our third one.
And what did you think of this year's I Matter rally?
It was one of the best that we've had. We highlighted a lot of our partners and our students, and they had a marvelous time talking about bullying, making good choices, college readiness. Our students were ready.
And this year we kind of shook it up a little differently, didn't we?
Yeah, we shook it up a little bit.
Yeah. How did we jazz it up a little?
Well, based on the student input, we decided that we would involve a lot of our partners and let them have the opportunity to kind of do some things that students wanted. So they had like part of the AKAs that came in, and they did a session with us. We had our students to come in, and they did like an oratorical contest in terms of poems. The students did our ABL, action-based learning activity, in which those students had an opportunity to show what they know in terms of body movement. Yeah, so.
I mean, and a big shout out to the AKAs led by Miss Valerie Williams. They came out and hosted and worked in the middle by providing, active-based learning commercials, correct?
Yes,
and one was dealing with the Harlem Renaissance, and it had a powerful impact on us in Halifax County Schools, so a huge shout out for that. Now, the reason for the I Matter rally is to focus on 5 essential pillar blocks. We want every child to realize that they matter to themselves.
Self.
I matter to my family.
My family.
I matter to my community.
The community.
I matter to my school.
I matter to my school.
And finally, we matter to the world.
To the world.
See, in Halifax County Schools, we want every child to recognize that they matter. They're not here by chance. They're here for a purpose. A purpose.
Every student has a purpose.
Every student has a purpose. And it's through the discovery of, by coming to school that you begin to understand your purpose.
Right.
You begin to understand your purpose. And that's the role of public education in North Carolina. Helping children discover their purpose, how they can be a contributing member of the United States of America. Am I right about that?
Absolutely.
And also, so we started out with the I Matter rally, and then we crossed over to the Empowerment Zone graduation.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little more about that.
Yes, their third annual graduation.
Their third annual graduation.
Yes, absolutely.
And we have former point guard sensation, Miss Sharon Arrington, just ready to talk a little bit about it. She's the Empowerment Zone coordinator, director, just extraordinaire, doing a really bang-up job for our students over at the Empowerment Zone. So we're really excited to talk about the Empowerment Zone as well. And also, we're talking to, we have our parent liaison here. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Great. Happy New Year.
Introduce yourself to Halifax County.
I'm Moselle Hedgepeth, and I am the parent liaison for Pittman Elementary and Hollister Elementary. I'm originally from Florida, relocated to North Carolina about a year and a half ago, and I decided when I came in that I wanted to volunteer my time.
Great.
So I volunteered some time at Hollister Elementary, had an amazing time over there learning the staff and the students and getting to know some of the parents. And then a position became available as a parent liaison supporting that school, and I was there doing the job, and so I interviewed for the job, got the job, and it was just amazing to be a part of the district and feeling like I can be an asset and be able to help the students and the parents and the teachers here at
All right.
So Ms. Hedgepeth, now, you said with the parent liaison, so tell me, what does the role of the parent liaison, what does that role entail?
We play a very intricate role in the lives of the students. Our primary role is to support the students and the teachers, and getting the parents involved in the education of their child, because we know that the parents' involvement is crucial crucial for this child learning and for them being successful in school and preparing them for their future. So our role is to get parents involved, actively involved in what's going on at the school and actively involved in the education of their child.
Yeah, that's great.
Have you hosted any events, workshops, or programs since you've been here?
Yes, I have. We had a State of the School program. It was
great.
last year, where the principal actually talked about where we were as a school and the direction that we wanted to go for the remainder of the year. And at that time, I had the opportunity to present a workshop on positive parenting, which was very, very effective. I was kind of surprised that I didn't get a chance to go through the entire presentation, but the parents were so interested in the information that was being provided that they asked for a copy of the deck, and I had the opportunity to speak with them and kind of go through some of the information that had not been shared during the presentation. And so that is one of the goals that we want to do again this year, is actually enhance that presentation and present it with more time so that we'll have an opportunity to hear what the parents have to say and implement some of their comments and just make sure that they're important.
Well, see, I know that with the parent liaison, that's one of the correlates of Title I, parent and community engagement. And I know that this year we were very intentional about hiring parent liaisons so they can bridge that gap between parents and the school. And so talk with us about some specific programs that you may have done with the students to kind of help them with that.
I kind of work with the librarian and the literacy part, because we find some of our students a little farther behind than others. So we want to bring them up to speed as quickly as we can, so that they can kind of participate and go along with their classmates. So we just spend a kind of maybe half an hour with students, 3 or 4 students that may be behind, and try and get them up to speed. And that's been very, very exciting for me, because once I've worked with the students, I can connect with the parents as well to find out, let them know what they may be able to do to assist that student in that continuous learning part.
Sounds like a focus on literacy.
Doesn't it? Focus on literacy.
Yes.
And how receptive are your parents?
Sometimes they're a little hesitant, but the more you are engaged with them, they begin to, kind of open up. Because anytime you kind of presenting something different, they're a little standoffish. But if you continue in that mode and let them know that you really care about them and you really care about their child, then they kind of open up and be more receptive to what you have to say and what you're doing.
As a parent, you don't have to mention any names, but tell me a story about the growth that you've seen some of our parents, as they come to your workshops, as you develop relationships. What are you seeing happen?
Yes, I have. And I was talking about the positive parenting workshop. One of the parents was talking about how it's kind of like co-parenting. So some of the information that is done at her house may not be done at the other parent's home, and how the two can work together to make it effective for the child, because you don't want to, the child is allowed to do something at my house, but they're not allowed to do it at the other parent's house. So, how we can work through that process, give them some tips, if the child has to go to bed at 8 o'clock at my home, then we need to implement that at the other home as well. So I think they took the feedback effectively and working with that. And
because we know that a house divided cannot stand.
Will not
You know
stand.
how parents, how kids play parents against each other?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're in
That's
two
right.
different houses, am I right, Dr. Bowden?
It does not.
And that's why we have to have consistency and communication, linking it, linking it. Because I know my daughter in a minute come in and say, Daddy, you said I can go to bed at 8 o'clock, and Mama said I have to go to bed at 7.
So we have to have a strategy to make sure we're on the same page.
That's right, and that is the power of a parent liaison, helping bridge those strategies to strengthen our families. So talk about some highlights at Hollister and Pittman.
Well, recently we had our Christmas program at Hollister, and we got the Student Government Association involved, in the program. I mean, they were involved with their class, but just this SGA, because the SGA is the leadership of the school. So we want to see them begin to walk in that leadership role. So we did one of my favorite, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but they had an amazing time doing that reenactment of 'Twas the Night Before the Christmas for the Christmas
exciting.
program. We did that at Pittman as well. Recently we had our PTA meeting at Hollister, and we did, it was just before the break, and we decided to do just kind of a workshop on keeping those kids engaged over the holiday, because we know that parents, not parents, but the teachers have a tough time when the kids are out of school for the holiday. They don't want to think about school, they don't want to think about doing homework. But it's important because the teachers don't want to have to start all over again at the beginning of the year. So we gave them some tips of what they can do to keep those kids involved over the holiday, and so that they're not behind the 5-ball, 8-ball, whatever, when school starts in January.
So you talked with them about some things to eradicate that learning loss.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So do you have anything that you would tell parents right now at this particular time, since you're on the air? What would you tell parents?
Tell them.
Oh, go ahead. I think the most important thing is parents, be engaged with your child. Be engaged in their learning. We know that you have a lot going on. You probably work, have to come home. You have the household duties to take care of. But that child is important. And when that child sees my parent is interested in what I'm doing, that child, it kind of does something to them. And it makes them want to go and do more. Of course, they're probably not going to be as receptive when you start, but as a parent, we have to continue. We have to continue to let them know your education is important to me. It's important to you. It's important to your future success. So let's do all that we can do to make sure that that child is successful. If it's just taking 10 minutes to just read to them, or let them read to you, or just sometimes a child just wants you to listen to them. Ask them how their day went. You know, ask them what they learned, and let them share. That's involvement. That's being involved in your child's education. So I think that's one of the most important things right now that as a parent we can do, and I say we because I'm a parent as well, to enhance our child's education.
You know, Dr. Battle, and that's what we preach over and over again in Halifax County Schools, incremental change.
That's right.
We're not asking you to come in like a tsunami and just sweep away and wipe the slate clean and start all over. What we're asking in Halifax County is that you just make minor changes.
Over a period of time.
Over a period of time.
And Dr. Cunningham, what is that you ask parents? You know, you told them to ask the kids how was their day, and if they put up
a 5, that means they had an outstanding 5-star day.
Outstanding.
But if your child, a son or daughter comes home and go, well, you know we need to sit down and have a conversation about your 0 day.
That's right.
And parents, I've had to learn this too. Kids know how to get up under your skin. And as they get older, they can dig a little deeper. And that's when we have to practice mindfulness. I have to do that this weekend battle. You know, because these kids just be poking, but we have to recognize that they're growing.
That's right.
And they're learning to reason for themselves.
And if they struggle, Dr. Cunningham, you know, that's why we have parent liaisons in the district to help with
that
that parent
call,
partnership.
That you can call and bounce ideas off of.
That's right. So we have 3 in the district.
3.
They're all funded through Title I, which is one of those federal programs to help make sure that the playing field is level. So we thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us today.
And on this day, we want to give a huge shout out to our parent liaison and all the work that they're doing. Big shout out to our iMatter Rally Planning Committee.
Yes.
And we have so much more that we're going to talk to you today. We're going to talk to you about our partnerships that we're continuing to build.
Yes, partnerships.
With the Collective Society and the big gala that took place over the Christmas break.
The Roanoke Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Right, the Sylvan Heights Bird Park.
The Golden Leaf Foundation.
Halifax County Schools Education Foundation.
And the AKA Sorority.
Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
What about Lakeland?
Oh my goodness,
Lakeland
I'm excited about the Lakeland Cultural Arts Festival, McLean.
And the Center for Energy Education, just to name a few.
Just to name a few.
Just to name a few.
So as you can see that Halifax is on the rise. Sit back, get your sweet tea out, lean back on this nice rainy day, and let's enjoy a conversation about our students and the success that we're having in Halifax County Schools.
Visit the Center for Energy Education, where children and adults can learn about clean energy in a fun environment. The center has indoor, outdoor classrooms and offers a wide variety of activities ranging from Gardening 101 to line dance. Come visit the center where we teach clean energy, clean earth, and healthy living. See what fun things we have to offer at the Center for Energy Education.